We are born into families, but we don't choose them. We inherit love, history, expectations, and sometimes wounds. Today, we begin season 5 of the Road Dog podcast, the family dynamics, the roots of who we are. And we start with something universal, the bond between parents and children. Hello everyone, this is Road Dog, Dr.MUKUND. In this season, I am here to not to analyze someone else's family problems or my own family problems, but instead I reflect on what I have seen as a doctor, as a listener to fellow human beings, and with their stories that they have shared with me, and so on and so forth. So, families shapes us, sometimes gently, sometimes very painfully, and most often unconsciously. Today's episode is about parent-child bonds, love, expectations, and pressure. So, I would like to suggest all my subscribers and followers here to let's just do not come to conclusions right away by what I am trying to share with you. Rather, I would love to just sit down and listen to this side of the stories so that you'll have a clear more understanding. This episode is not to blame anyone, neither the parent nor the children, but trying to navigate as much as we can with the given insights of how I see life and how I share. If you feel like you would like to share something, feel free to comment down in your favorite platforms. Would like to hear your opinions as well. Being said, let's start with a patient story that I had seen this in clinical settings. Okay, and I would like to also tell something else. I would not like to go deeper into medical stuff because I know most people will get bored right away, which I don't want to. So I would like to keep it as normal as possible with using only normal communication languages so that everyone can understand irrespective you are from medical background or not. So that sounds good for everyone. So yeah, this is a patient story. This was a student who is like somewhere in their grade 11 or something, waiting for results, right? So the student came to our hospital stating he's having a heart attack kind of a feelings. We were surprised. We asked, how old are you, like basic data and stuff. You're too young to have a heart attack. What's happening? And he was saying, my chest is feeling heavy, and so on and so forth. Then we understood. Then the parents were just beside him, and they were telling like, he was all good. I don't know. Maybe exams are coming. Maybe he's stressed. We don't know, but he was all good. We don't have any history of heart attacks in our family, but he's complaining of all these things and we don't know. Okay, then we understood the problem right away and we asked the parents to step out. We would like to talk to your kid. And then we talked to the kid. After talking to the kid, we realized the fact that this kid is a brilliant kid. Okay? We don't need to judge. He's top student, whatever you call it, is absolutely extraordinary in whatever he does. But recently, the parents and the kid had conversations about results and about getting top ranks and top things and all these things before, like, few weeks before the exams and stuff. So now what just happened was, in his mind, he was like, the pressure just built up. Like, he is having chronic headaches and panic attacks and anxiety attacks. You know why? The pressure just built up in his head a lot, that he cannot even focus on anything. He said, I was not able to eat, I was not able to focus, all these things. And slowly into the conversation, we came to know that all he is feeling is anxiety, pressure from their own parents. That now the parents, he's worried, what if his results is not so great? And their parents' expectations are very high. So that their parents will start treating him in a different way, or they might be very disappointed, so on and so forth. So now, instead of focusing on the exams, this kid is particularly focusing on impressing their own parents. And that's when it hit the thing. Love was present, but so was the pressure. Now the pressure took away his brain right away, and that build, it took time for him to build, and the more expectations has been increased, the pressure also increased. And now he's more worried about the result than actually focusing on what he needs to do. And we don't need to judge the kid, because he's just a kid, he's just now getting through the life. But the funniest thing is, now the parents needs more counseling than the kid. This is the actual funniest thing, because instead of encouraging and telling the kid that you do your best, leave the rest, we'll see what happens, instead they had kept a high stakes, because we are giving you this, we are providing you this, we are doing that. So now what just happened was, instead of enjoying the process, the kid is completely focused on the outcome only. And who did this? Knowingly or unknowingly, parents. So after some time, we called the parents and we said, the problem is not your kid, the problem is you. Parents were like, what? We are the problem? We did everything. We gave him everything. Where, when, what? We told them, listen to this very carefully. I know this might sound something not you wanna hear, but you are actually putting a lot of pressure on your kid at this point of time through your expectations. The more you have expectations on your kid, I mean, you can have expectations, but if you tell your kid, like, you have to do this, you have to do that, and we expect this, we expect that, then in his head the pressure just build up. Now he's always constantly thinking about results rather than focusing on what he needs to do, and so on and so forth. So the better way is to have a conversation with your kid, saying results are not that important, only the important thing is you do your best and leave the rest. None, automatically the pressure goes naturally down, and the kid will perform better because there was no pressure. He will enjoy the process no matter what the outcome, and then the grade might be even better than you expected. And see, that's the thing parents needs to know at that point. Since the parents are really good and he is kind of lucky, the parents instantly realized and they were like, wow, okay, we understood what's happening, and they had a conversation with the kid right away in few minutes, and they said, son, don't worry about the results and stuff. No need to put that much of pressure. We just want you to succeed in life, that's all. Even if you don't, it's still completely fine. You just try. And then just in few minutes, his face went from sad and very, what do you call, pretty much drenched into that sadness to suddenly his eyes got lit up. And that's the magic that happened. And I hope that kid scored a good grade. And that's how we solve that problem right away. Here, the important thing is, even though it's your own kid, the moment you start putting pressure on something that they cannot control, because we need to keep in mind, we can have a complete control on our efforts, true, but no one has the control over the outcome. Because why I'm not blaming kid here, or I'm not trying to blame parents either, but you know much better than the kid, taking the age factor here. So if you, being a parent, tell your kid that grades are more important and this is more important, you are subconsciously putting or unconsciously putting a lots of pressure onto him, and knowingly or unknowingly, you are becoming the reason why he is gonna fail. So that's why it's very necessary to understand. Parents needs to focus whether your kid is doing their job or not, like they are putting their efforts or not. That's all. Outcomes never in our hands. I'll give another example for the parents, not to blame you or not to judge you, but to just understand you. There are so many richest people in the world, and also not so richest people, right? Whatever category you are right now in, if I ask you, you ask yourself this question. On the flip side of this question, if you're rich, then ask this like, if you are not so rich at this point of time, or if you are super rich, then if you ask, why are you super rich? Or if you are not so super rich, if you ask, why are you not so super rich? I mean, you can tell I worked hard for this and I became rich. One outcome. And you can, there will be another too. I worked hard, yet I was not able to become rich. That is also a possibility. And the other one, I didn't work hard at all, so I did not become anything. So now I might be not rich. So something like that. You analyze the situations based on wherever you stand and ask that opposite kind of a question. Now you will understand why. Because you can keep full efforts and yet you remain the same, or yet you might not achieve your desired result. That's a possibility. You cannot change or comprehend the outcome, isn't it? The same way goes with your kids as well. They will put the efforts, but they don't have anything over their outcome. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to blame you, I'm trying to make you analyze the situation. It comes with, because why I'm telling to the parents is very simple here. Your kids are just fresh. They just arrived to this place and they are trying to navigate through life. Along the way, mistakes will happen. That's part of life. And if you start judging them based on all their mistakes, you're ruining your own child's mental health. And once that's gone, now you have a bigger problem to deal with rather than grades and other things. See, now from one thing to other thing, how things went south. Yeah, so be careful. That's all I'm trying to say. And kindly analyze the situation based on where you are and Take gentle actions, not like do not add pressure. Just focus on efforts, whether your kid is putting efforts or not. That's all I want to say. Not to blame anyone, but yeah, there you go. Now, let's reflect on love versus control, because this is something I see again and again. Parents most often they act from fear, not from malice. Okay, fear that their child will struggle, fear that they will be judged by the society, fear that they didn't do enough. And what this fear is causing, this fear, even though they love their kid, it starts being from love to control. The moment it starts controlling, that becomes burden for your kid right away. Yeah, that's true. Because the moment your love turns into control, it stops becoming nurturing and starts becoming a burden. That's a problem that you might not see it, because you are acting out of fear. The moment the fear takes over, the outcome will be always, maybe sometimes, or most probably, most of the time, it's gonna be negative. Because now the pressure automatically increases for both of you. So, a healthy parent child bond should always feel like a safety net, but not like a leash. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. I'll repeat this one more time. A healthy parent child bond should feel like a safety net, not like a leash. As a children, we internalize this dynamic as we begin to ask, am I loved for who I am or for what I achieve, right? If that question comes into your kid's mind, trust me, you will have a negative results of everything from that point. With your child, with your relation with your child, and so on and so forth. So the perspective from love, it changes from completely control, and the moment they feel like you are controlling them, everything goes south. So from my lens, from the life perspective, life as a journey, right? I often think it like life like a long ride, right? Like your parents may start as a map, but eventually you have to hold the handlebars yourself. That doesn't actually mean you are rejecting them. That simply means you are learning to steer your own path with this so-called life. And you can do that by having some respect, clarity, and boundaries. And you get my point, right? Here the goal is not a rebellion itself, more of an authorship, right? I hope you understand my point very clearly, and here's my takeaway for my listeners from where you are, or if you're watching this. If you are listening and this resonates with you, ask yourself these 3 questions, okay? Number 1, do I feel loved or monitored? This is for the kids. Number 2, do I feel guided or controlled? Number 3, do I feel supported or pressured? Here, there are no right answers, just honest ones. So you need to sit down with yourself and ask yourself these 3 questions you will understand where you are in your life at this point of time. And this is like self-explanatory questions for your own good. Take your time, think through, and answer those questions very, very brutally, honestly to yourself. That's all it actually matters. Now we come to the end of this episode. So, yeah, guys, this is just a beginning of the season 5. Okay, in the next episode, we will explore even much, much more. So, I hope I did not bore you with more of these things, and that's why I didn't want to touch the scientific facts, because the more I incorporate scientific facts, I know most people will be bored right away. So, because I'm gonna use some medical terms and stuff, which most people will be like, what the hell this guy is saying, we don't even understand anything, kind of a thing. But anyways, I'm not gonna bore you all with that, but I can tell you this is just a beginning of season 5, and in next episodes we're gonna explore a lot of things that's gonna come. So until then, ride safe, think clearly, and remember, your roots matter, but your wings matter too. This is Road Dog signing off. Bye. Take care.